Well, dear students, welcome to the next session of physics class. Currently, we are discussing on the topic electric potential and capacitance. And in the last class, we discussed various aspects on capacitance. In fact, if you remember, we arrived at the formula for capacitance of spherical capacitor. If you remember spherical capacitor, inner spherical capacitor, we arrived at the formula 4 pi E naught AB divided by B minus A. This is the formula we derived in the last class. What is this formula? Capacitance of spherical capacitor. You know what is a capacitor? A device used to store electric charges and hence electrical energy. Earlier we have derived the formula for capacitance of parallel plate capacitor, and we looked at the different cases of parallel plate capacitor, and also we derived this formula in the last class. Here is arrangement: positive plate, negative plate, and whose outer surface is earth connected, right? Inner spherical conductor radius A, outer spherical conductor radius B. For this arrangement, this formula is derived. Also, you remember 4 pi E naught. This can be written as B minus A by AB. Taking this to denominator, you will be getting the result. This is 1 by B minus 1 by A. This is rewritten mathematically in this form: B minus A by B, because AB is LCM, B minus A. Now, why it is written so? Because if B is equal to infinity, assume, then you will be left with 4 pi E naught by 1 by A minus 0. This is the same as 4 pi E naught A. This is the formula you will left with. Considering the second spherical conductor whose radius is infinity, means spherical second conductor, if it is at infinite distance from the first, then you will get this result. And what is this result, you know, students? This is capacitance of spherical conductor. If you remember, capacitance of spherical conductor. The first formula for capacitance written for spherical conductor, if you remember, taking earth as an example, spherical conductor. In fact, we calculated the capacitance of earth to collect charges on its surface by substituting the radius of earth. Well, so the idea is, from this formula we arrived at this formula. How? By substituting the radius of a outer conductor as infinity. Yes? So we came to this point. Means we can conclude, what we can conclude is that the capacitance of an isolated spherical conductor is the same as that of spherical capacitor, such that whose outer conductor is at infinity. Means these two formulas are correlated. Means earlier this formula we derived capacitance of single isolated spherical conductor. This is related to this formula, provided the outer spherical conductor is at infinity. So we can conclude that the capacitance of spherical conductor, here it is written, this is capacitance of spherical capacitor. So we conclude that capacitance of a spherical conductor is same as that of a spherical capacitor whose outer conductor is at infinity. This is what we have to conclude. This is for capacitor, and every capacitor must have two parallel plates of any shape. This is single. This formula we wrote before knowing about capacitor, before knowing the mechanism of capacitor, before knowing the principle of capacitor. Hence, now capacitance of spherical conductor is the same as that of a spherical capacitor whose outer conductor is at infinity. This is the conclusion you can draw. If the outer conductor is at infinity. So read the statement. Capacitance of spherical conductor is same as spherical capacitor if the outer conductor is at infinity. Yes. Well, this is about a spherical capacitor, students. Well, now we proceed further to discuss energy stored in a capacitor. Energy stored in a capacitor. As we all know that capacitor is a device used to store electric charges and hence electrical energy. Is a device used to store electrical charges and hence electrical energy. Hagadre, let us know how much is the electrical energy stored between the plates of the capacitor. And this energy is stored in the form of electric field between the plates of the capacitor, because there is a electric field present between the plates of the capacitor. So this energy will be in the form of electric field. Well, let us consider how to charge a capacitor and how that charged capacitor gets electrical energy. Yes. Hence, the discussion is now energy stored in a capacitor. Energy arrangement. Parallel plate capacitor, two plates. In order to charge the capacitor must be connected to a battery. A source of electric charge. It is connected to a battery. Battery has positive polarity and negative polarity. And remember, this has positive charge plate. This is negatively charged plate. So electric field is established between the plates of the capacitor. And there is a potential difference. Like this. This also potential V for the battery. Well, students, observe this diagram carefully. Now, before connecting the capacitor to the battery, a capacitor is simply a device having no charges, and it has the ability to collect charges. Like you remember or imagine an empty vessel or an empty water tank in which we can fill water. Now tank is empty, we can store water. Vessel is empty, we can collect water. Similarly, capacitor initially having no charges. Now it will get charged when it is connected to battery. Now what is the function of battery? Or what is the mechanism of charging a capacitor? Remember, so when battery is connected to this capacitor. So now electrons from this plate will flow because of the influence of positive polarity. Electrons will flow to the positive polarity, and those electrons through the battery will move and will be deposited on the other plate. As this plate loses electrons, it gets positively charged. This plate gets electrons, it gets equally negatively charged. So electrons are transferred via battery. Via battery. This is the mechanism. Electrons are transferred from one plate to another plate. The plate which loses electrons will become positively charged. The plate which gets electrons will become negatively charged. And this transfer of electrons takes place from one plate to another plate via battery. How long it will take place? Until the PD between the plates, PD I mean potential difference between the plates, is same as that of the battery. And this is the work done by the battery in order to pull the electrons from the plate, from this plate. Battery has done work. In order to pull the electrons from this plate, battery has done work, and those electrons are deposited on the another plate, opposite plate. So how long this will take place? Until potential difference between the plates is same as that of the battery. Like we say that generally heat flows from one end of the conductor to another end. When you heat the conductor or a metal body from this end, it flows to other end. Heat flows. How long heat will flow? Until the temperature of this end is same as this end. That is the idea. So that potential difference is established. So now capacitor is charged. So now we can write for the capacitor, we can write. Remember students, once again, this is the mechanism of charging a capacitor. So electrons deposited on the another plate. This loses electrons, acquires positive charge. So equal negative charge, so that one plate becomes positive charge, one plate becomes negative charge. Which one will become positively charged? The one to which positive polarity of the battery is connected. Which is negatively charged? The one to which negative polarity of the battery is connected. Well, now let us consider, now the capacitor is fully charged, therefore its capacitance is written as C is equal to Q by V. Assume this is a basic formula. Why we are using this formula? Because now capacitance having certain capacitance, capacitor having certain capacitance has certain charge on it, due to which potential is raised, potential difference is established. Hence this is also written as V is equal to Q by C, the potential difference, because this is important. Potential difference is established between the plates of the capacitor. What is the cause for potential difference to establish? Because of the work done by the battery. What kind of work is done by the battery? To pull electrons from one plate of capacitor and to deposit on the opposite plate of the capacitor. Work is done by the battery, and work done by the battery will be stored as electrical energy between the plates of the capacitor in the form of electric field. Now this is the situation. Now the capacitor has this situation currently. Now let us focus that let us add small amount of charge on the plates of capacitor. Let us give small amount of charge on the capacitor for this situation. Then you should require to do work to deposit small charge dq on the capacitor. The small work done dW is equal to, and you know the definition of work done with respect to potential. Work done is equal to potential difference into charge transferred or charge deposited, is it not? Because potential difference is equal to work done by charge. Work done is equal to potential difference into the charge deposited, like this. And then if this amount of charge is deposited on the positive plate, same amount of charge will be transferred to the negative plate with negative sign. So that this is the formula. So with this situation, for the capacitor which is charged to Q and potential V established. Now for this situation, if you want to add small charge dQ, then how much small work should be done? dW is equal to V into dQ. Yes. Now for V we can substitute dW is equal to V is Q by C into dQ. Why this idea is considered? Why this idea is considered? Because our aim is to see that how much total work should be done in order to deposit small amounts of charge. Small amounts of charge. Finally, the total charge is being deposited. So in order to do so, we need to calculate the work done and small work done for depositing small charge. So potential difference into charge. Now consider that initially capacitor has no charge. Now from the level of no charge, it is taken to maximum charge to be deposited. In order to do so, we need to add small charges over small intervals. In that case, this equation we have to integrate. We have to integrate this equation. Remember, to integrate this equation between the limits. What are the limits? From the level when there is no charge, 0, to the level when there is a maximum charge stored. So 0 to Q. Yes. Now I write to calculate the total work done in depositing the charge from 0 to Q. What should be done? Integrate the above equation. So integration, remember, integration of dW from where to where, 0 to Q, is equal to integration of V under Q by C into dQ from where to where, 0 to capital Q, where capital Q denote the maximum charge. Say maybe from 0 to 10 microcoulomb, 0 to 50 microcoulomb, 0 to 100 microcoulomb, like that. And integration of dW is W is equal to, here C is constant because C is the capacitance, and you know C depends on dimensions, andre size of the capacitor, shape of the capacitor, and of course surrounding medium, right? So in that way C is constant, 1 by C into integration from 0 to Q into dQ. Well students, you know that 1 by C into, what is integration of Q into dQ? It is Q square by 2 between the limits 0 to Q. Remember, integration of x to the power n into dx is equal to x to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1. One by 2c into limits, if you apply, because this is variable from where to where, 0 to Q, upper limit, lower limit, Q square minus 0 square. This is W is equal to Q square by 2c. Well students, this is the formula we arrived at. What is called Q square by 2c is the formula for work done in storing electrical charge and hence electrical energy on a given capacitor. And this work done obviously stored as electrostatic energy in the form of electric field. As electrostatic energy in the form of electrostatic field. Well students, this is one of the form of energy stored in the capacitor. So I write energy stored as U is equal to Q square by 2C. Remember, energy stored in the form of electric field between the plates of the capacitor. This energy is stored, of course, as electrostatic energy in the form of electric field. This formula is also written in another two forms. What are those? Like your formula for C is equal to Q by V. So total there are three terms with which the capacitance, charge and potential are related. And in this formula, Q and C are present. And you can also write the formula in terms of Q and V, and also in the form of C and V. You know, write in the form of C and V, replace Q as C into V. Other forms of energy. What is that? Q is equal to C into V. Since Q is equal to C into V, therefore U is equal to Q is C into V whole square divided by what? 2C, which is totally equal to what? Half into C V square. This is second form. First form, second form. Still there is one more form we can write. So now this is in terms of Q and C. This is in terms of C and V. You can also write in terms of Q and V. How to write? You will get the result. If you replace C with Q by V, you will get half into C Q by V into V square. You will be left with what is called half Q into V. This is another form. Well students, remember three forms of energy stored: Q square by 2C, half CV square, or half Q into V. The three forms of energies stored in the capacitor. So what is the mechanism followed in order to store electrical charge and hence electrical energy in a capacitor? By the given capacitor, it is initially uncharged, now to be connected to a battery so that it gets charged. So how it gets charged? The electrons are pulled from one plate and are transferred to another plate via external battery. That is the mechanism. And in the process, the battery has done work in transferring charges, in transferring electrons from one plate to other plate. How long? Until the potential difference between the plates of the capacitor is same as that of the battery. So that mechanism we have followed. And considering small charge to be deposited, small work done, and to deposit a large charge from 0 level to maximum Q level, keep integrating the equation and you can arrive at this stage. Well students, now we proceed further to discuss what is called a combination of capacitors. Remember, we can combine capacitors. Not only one capacitor we can use, we may use two capacitors or three capacitors or many capacitors. And while using two or more capacitors, it is important that how they are combined, or rather we say that how they are arranged. The arrangement is important. Like you have studied the concept of springs being connected in series and in parallel in the first year course. Similarly, the capacitors, we can design them in series manner or in parallel manner, and when the series combination is required and when parallel combination is required, you will come to know. So the discussion is a combination of capacitors and why to combine. The combination is required either to increase the capacitance or to decrease the capacitance. Maybe that the required value is not available with respect to single capacitor. In that case, we go with the combination to achieve the required value. Well, I go with this discussion what is called combination. Combination of capacitors. Well, students, it is important as far as examination point of view is concerned, combination of capacitors is an important discussion. Generally, this question, there are mainly two important combinations. One is series combination, one is parallel combination. So, either series combination or parallel combination of capacitor may be given in the examination. And even the discussion made energy stored in a capacitor earlier. Remember the formulas, three formulas. So energy stored in a capacitor is a question generally for 5 marks. Okay. 5 marks question 1 we derived in today's class. Now we are also studying the combination of capacitors, which can be for 3 marks generally. Combination of capacitors, mainly 2 combinations. First we go with what is called a series combination. Series combination. How the capacitors are connected in series? Well, students, as the name suggests, series means connecting end to end. Capacitors are connected end to end. How the combination would be? Consider, for simplicity, let us consider 3 capacitors being combined in series. So the arrangement is connected to battery as usual. Yes. This is capacitor C1, this is capacitance, its capacitance C2, its capacitance is C3, remember. This has positive charge, negative charge, positive charge, negative charge. Potential difference for the first capacitor V1, potential difference for the second capacitor V2, for the third capacitor V3. This is total potential supplied by the battery. Remember, students, what is the mechanism? The negative charges, electrons from the first plate of first capacitor are transferred and are going to deposit on the second plate of last capacitor. And this is possible because of the presence of what is called a battery. So obviously, when this electrons are lost by this capacitor, this plate, by the method of induction, this will become negatively charged. This will lose electrons and will become positively charged, and by the method of induction, this will acquire negative charge. Remember, here also electrons do flow from this plate and will be deposited. By the method of induction, this will become positively charged. So alternately, positive plate, negative plate, positive plate, negative plate, positive plate and negative plate. Even electrons otherwise can also move from this plate and can deposit here, so that it becomes positively charged, same like that. So what is common here? What is common here? Because the number of electrons it has lost, the same electrons will be deposited on this plate, and therefore equal positive charge on this plate. They are being connected end to end. The charge on each capacitor would be same. This is the criteria for series combination. What is the criteria for series combination? The capacitors are connected end to end such that all capacitors will have same amount of charge, because first plate of first capacitor will lose electrons and where do those electrons will go? They will go and deposit on the second plate of last capacitor. So because of this mechanism, all capacitors are equally charged. However, their capacitances are being different. So what happens? They must have different PDs. Andre potential differences are different. Potential differences are different. Same charge, different capacitance. Yes. So this is how we need to follow. And let us apply the capacitance formula for each capacitor. Students, I repeat once, what is a series combination? The number of capacitors are said to be combined in series if they are connected end to end such that they have same charge, such that each capacitor has same charge. That is the condition or the criteria for series combination. What is a series combination of capacitors? Number of capacitors are said to be connected in series if they are connected end to end such that all of them get same amount of charge. That is series combination. Now for C1 we can write Q by V1. For C2 we can write the formula Q by V2. For C3 we can write Q by V3. Understand? Or V1 is equal to Q by C1. V2 is equal to Q by C2. V3 is equal to Q by C3 and so on. Now students, we need to get what is the effective value of this combination. I mean total value of this combination, whether it is sum of three values C1 plus C2 plus C3 or in any other form. That all depends on their relation. It depends on their relation. Well, now we need to find the formula for effective capacitance. Well students, here total potential of the battery is V, that is divided among 3. Total potential is nothing but work done in moving or in transferring charge. Here V, potential difference is the work done in transferring charge from this plate to this plate. And by the method of induction, charges are induced on the other plates. Therefore, total potential or total PD, total potential or total PD, V is equal to divided among 3, V1 plus V2 plus V3. Remember students, this is total potential supplied by the battery. V is equal to, we can write V1 is Q by C1 plus V2 is Q by C2 plus Q by C3. Now V, what is common here? Q, and Q comes to this part. You are left with what? 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. Well students, what is V by Q? V is the total potential which is divided among 3 capacitors, and Q is the total charge and even the charge on each capacitor. So by the definition, V by Q must be equal to 1 by C, and 1 by C must be, C must be the total capacitance. I write this as CS. CS denote the effective capacitance. Effective capacitance. That is 1 by CS is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. This is the formula for effective capacitance, which is mathematically in this form. That is the reciprocal of, look at students, reciprocal of effective capacitance is equal to sum of the reciprocals is equal to sum of the reciprocals of individual capacitances. Reciprocal of effective capacitance of series combination. Reciprocal of effective capacitance of series combination, hence the suffix S is used, is sum of the reciprocals of individual capacitances. What is the role of CS? CS is the effective capacitance, total capacitance, which is not the sum of the capacitances, rather reciprocal, sum of reciprocals, reciprocal sum. It is the reciprocal sum, hence this formula we are getting. Well students, now we can remember very importantly, mathematically you can analyze that the value of CS must be less than any of these three, or the value of CS must be lower than lowest among the three combined. Lower than lowest among the three combined. That is reciprocal value CS is equal to sum of the reciprocals. The CS value lower than the lowest among three capacitors combined. It means whenever you combine capacitors in series, the net value is going to decrease, kadime agutte. Net value, total value decreases and it will be lower than the lowest. Suppose you have capacitors 2 microfarad, say 3 microfarad, 4 microfarad are in series, then the net value would be definitely less than the lowest, which is lowest 2 microfarad. So lower than 2 microfarad, maybe you have get 1 microfarad, even less you can get. That is effective capacitance. So when capacitors are combined like this, the total value, effective value decreases. So what is effective capacitance? It is that single capacitor which can perform same function as that of the combination. Means instead of connecting 3, you replace all the 3 by only 1. And what is its value? Its value is to be calculated using this formula. Effective capacitance, it is also called equivalent capacitance. Students, it is also called equivalent capacitance. Effective capacitance also called equivalent capacitance. Remember, equivalent capacitance, both are same. What is effective or equivalent? It is that single value of capacitance, that is, it is that single value of capacitance which can perform or which can give same effect as that of the combination. Combination ಒಟ್ಟುಗೂಡಿ ಏನು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೋ ಅದು ಒಂದೇ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಈ ಥರ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಗ ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಮೂರನ್ನು ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದನ್ನೇ ಪಡಿಬೋದು. Well, now you can also notice the important characteristics of series combination, students. Suppose if C1, C2, C3 are identical, assume that all capacitors have identical capacitance, then the formula will change like this. CS will be equal to, you estimate there n in number, like for n identical capacitors of capacitance C, then 1 by CS will be equal to what? 1 by C plus 1 by C plus and so on. How many in number? N in number. Therefore 1 by CS will be equal to what? N by C. Or CS will be equal to what? C by N. Remember, if there are N identical capacitors, each of capacitance C, then their effective series combination is C by N. C by N. Now you can also refer during series combination. Remember, in the series combination, Very importantly, what are the important parameters? Let us list out. During series combination, what is same? Charge is same. Therefore, you can write a charge ratio Q1 is to Q2 is to Q3 is equal to 1 is to 1 is to 1. You can write. Let there be any number. So minimum we need 2 capacitors for combination. If there is only one, no combination is necessary. 2 or more capacitors combined in series. Then the charge ratio for 3, same charge, hence ratio is 1 is to 1 is to 1. Second, how about potential ratio? Potential will be different and how it varies. Potential will be inverse ratio of capacitances, because V is equal to Q by C. Q is same, therefore V1 is to V2 is to V3 is 1 by C1 is to 1 by C2 is to 1 by C3. You can see that Y V1 Q by C1, V2 Q by C2, hence Q is being same for all, hence 1 by C1. Means more potential difference if there is a less capacitance, because the charge is being same. The one capacitor will get more PD between the plates if its capacitance is less. The other capacitor PD would be lesser if its capacitance is more. Like that. Well students, when potential divides like this, you have this relation you can account. And suppose if there are only 2 capacitors, for 2 capacitors assume in series, for 2 capacitors in series, 1 by Cs would be equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. This is same as Cs is equal to C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. Remember, ಆದರೆ 3 ಇದ್ರೆ 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. ಎರಡೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಥರ ಬರಿಬೋದು. C1 C2 by C1 plus C2 ಅಂತ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಬರಿಬೋದು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಅಂತ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದೆ. V1 ಇಷ್ಟು V2 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? 1 by C1 ಇಷ್ಟು 1 by C2 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದು ಸೇಮ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಏನಂತ ಬರಿಬೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? V1 ಇಷ್ಟು V2 ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು C2 ಇಷ್ಟು C1 ಅಂತ ಬರಿಬೋದು. ಅಥವಾ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ V1 by V2 ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು C2 by C1. ಈ ಥರ ಬರೀಬೋದು. ಎರಡೇ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಈ ಥರ ಬರೀಬೋದು. ಇವನ್ ಈ ರೇಷಿಯೋನು ಈ ಥರ ಬರೀಬೋದು. ಮೂರಿದ್ದಾಗ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬರೀಬೋದು? V1 is to V2 is to V3. ಇದನ್ನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬರೀಬೋದು ಅಂದರೆ 1 by C1 is to 1 by C2 is to 1 by C3 ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ C1 ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, C2 C3 is to C1 C3 is to C1 C3 ಹಿಂಗೂ ಬರೀಬೋದು. ರೇಷಿಯೋದೊಳಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರೀಬೋದು. You may have objective questions giving you 2 capacitors, 2 microfarad and 4 microfarad combined in series. The ratio of their PD, V1 is to V2, 1 by 2 is to 1 by 4, ಅಥವಾ 4 is to 2, 2 is to 1 ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರೀಬೋದು. 3 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, 3 ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗೆ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಈ ಥರ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಫಾರ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸಪ್ರೇಟಾಗಿ ಬರಿಬೋದು. ಏನೇನು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೂ ಬರಿಬೋದು. ನೋಡಿ, V1 ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು Q by C1. ಹೌದಾ? V1 ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು Q ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ರಿಟನ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ 1 by C1 ಹಾಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. Q ಈಸ್ ದ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್, which can be written as total capacitance into total potential, that is Cs into V. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರೀಬೋದು. This is because Q is equal to C into V. Now V1 is equal to 1 by C1, and what is Cs? If you take 2 combinations, then Cs would be C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. If you take 3 combinations, ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 2 ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಟ್ರೆ C1 C2 ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಬೈ C1 ಪ್ಲಸ್ C2 ಇಂಟು V. then formula will become V1 is equal to C1 C1 cancel ಆಗಿ C2V divided by C1 plus C2 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Like this is a formula. Similarly V2 ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ C1V divided by C1 plus C2 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದೇ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಫಾಲೋ. V2 is equal to Q by C2 ಬರೀಬೇಕು. 1 by C2 CS into V. ಸೇಮ್ C2 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು C1V ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನೇ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ V ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, C1 plus C2 ಸೇಮ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, C1 ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ, C2 ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಅದೇ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. V1 ಇಷ್ಟು V2 ಆವಾಗ C2 ಇಷ್ಟು C1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದೇ ಥರ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ 3ಕ್ಕೂ ಬರಿಬೋದು. ನೆನಪಿರಲಿ 1/CS 3 ಇದ್ದಾಗ 1/C1 ಪ್ಲಸ್ 1/C2 ಪ್ಲಸ್ 1/C3 ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ CS ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಏನು ಎಲ್ ಸಿ ಎಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, C1 C2 C3 ಎಲ್ ಸಿ ಎಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಎಲ್ ಸಿ ಎಮ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ CS ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. C1 C2 C3 ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಬೈ ಈ ಥರ C1 C2 ಪ್ಲಸ್ C2 C3 ಪ್ಲಸ್ C3 C1 ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರೀಬೋದು. ರೆಸಿಪ್ರೋಕಲ್ ತೆಗೆದು ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಈ ಥರ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರೀಬೋದು 3 ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ 2ಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೆದಿವಲ್ಲ 3ಕ್ಕೂ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರೀಬೋದು. ನೋಡಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸು. ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಪಿ ಡಿ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಪಿ ಡಿ ರೇಷಿಯೋ, ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಅಂತೂ ಸೇಮು 1:1:1. ಸೊ ಪಿ ಡಿ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಸ್ ಬೇಕಂದರೆ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, 2 ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಸೀರೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ, ಈ ಥರ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಇದ್ದಾಗ V1 V2 V3 ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನು ಬರೀಬೋದು. ಆವಾಗ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, V1 ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, C2 C3 ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಬೈ C1 ಪ್ಲಸ್ C2 ಪ್ಲಸ್ C3 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. V2 ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, C1 C3 ಬರ್ತದೆ ಇಂಟು V3 ಏನು ಬರ್ತದೆ, C1 C2 ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಥರ ಜನರಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ ಎನಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ಸ್ ಜನರಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್, ಪ್ಯಾರಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಒಂದು, ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಬಿಡೋಣ. ಪ್ಯಾರಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ನ ಈ ಥರ ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನೋಡಬೇಕು. Let us refer now parallel combination. Well students, now parallel combination of capacitors. Look at 3 capacitors C1, C2, C3 combined in parallel. What is parallel combination? Like all capacitors are connected between same 2 points. When you connect between same 2 points, their PD would be same, potential difference would be same. Such a combination is called a parallel combination. Look at the arrangement. The positive plate of first capacitor, the positive plate of second capacitor and third. Positive plates are all connected to one end. So you can say A. All negative plates are connected to B. And what are A and B? A is connected to positive polarity of the battery. B is connected to negative polarity of the battery. Therefore, it means that all capacitors are connected between the same 2 points, and those 2 points are connected across the positive and negative polarity. Hence, students, the PD across the plates of first capacitor, across the plates of second capacitor and across the plates of third capacitor are same. PD is same. How much it is? Same as that of the battery. Same as that of the battery. Means electrons from the first plate of the first capacitor, electrons from the first plate of second capacitor, then first plate of third capacitor, electrons are all pulled and are transferred through battery, and electrons will distribute according to their charge capacities. How much electrons are pulled here, so many will be deposited here. How much are pulled here will be deposited here. So all electrons will redistribute again, will combine and distribute, redistribute, say this. This is the reason why PD would be same. Well students, what is a parallel combination? The number of capacitors are said to be combined in parallel if they are connected between same two points such that PD across each capacitor is the same. So PD across the plates of capacitor, each capacitor is same. Potential difference across the plates of all capacitors are same. PD across the plates of first capacitor, across the plates of second capacitor, third capacitor are same. What differs? Charge differs. Why? Because capacitances do differ. Since capacitances differ, charges also differ, only potential same. Unlike series combination where charge is same, potential divides, here potential is same, charge divides. This kind of combination we call parallel combination. What is a parallel combination? The number of capacitors are said to be combined in parallel if they are connected between same two points such that PD across the plates of all the capacitors is same. Well students, let us again as usual find out what is the effective value of this combination. What is the total value of this combination? Like CS we derived effective capacitance. What is effective capacitance? The single capacitance which performs same effect or same function as that of the combination, like this. Well now remember, as usual students, we write here C1 is equal to Q1 by V, C2 is equal to Q2 by V, C3 is equal to Q3 divided by V. This is the basic formula. V is same for all the three. Capacitances are different, charges are different. Or you can write Q1 is equal to C1 into V, Q2 is equal to C2 into V, Q3 is equal to C3 into V. Now what is actually dividing here? Charges are divided. Charges are different, therefore total charge Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Well students, you remember the one which divides that quantity we have to consider in order to arrive at the effective value. In the series combination, we consider total potential is equal to sum of the potentials because potential there divided among the capacitors. Here charge divided among the capacitors, potential same. Q can be is equal to Q1 is C1V plus C2V plus C3V. Well, what is common students here? V is common and V will come over here. You will be left with what is called C1 plus C2 plus C3 students. And what is Q by V? Q is the total charge, sum of the charges on all the capacitors, and V is the total potential. Therefore, by the definition, Q by V must be total capacitance. Q is the total charge, which is sum of the charges on all the capacitors, and V is the total potential. It is same for all capacitors. Therefore, Q by V by the definition must be C, total capacitance, and it is being parallel combination, right? Cp is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3, like this. Well students, this is the formula for effective capacitance of parallel combination. Unlike series combination, there it was reciprocal of effective capacitance is sum of the reciprocals. Here it is just a sum of the capacitances of individual capacitors. Sum of the capacitances of individual capacitors is a Cp here. Here, unlike series combination, in the parallel combination, the total capacitance increases. In series combination, total capacitance decreases. In parallel combination, the total capacitance, how much it would be means it must be greater than greatest among the capacitors combined. Out of three capacitors, which is highest, and effect will be higher than that highest value, greater than the greatest value, like that. And we will notice the important properties in the parallel combination. And very important, for identical capacitances, you will find Cp is equal to N into C, correct? Because suppose if there are identical capacitances C and C and C and C, N in number, then you all will find C plus C plus C plus C. Suppose 5 in number, 5C, 10 in number, 10C for identical capacitance NC. For series combination it was C by N. Also you remember, here potential ratio is the same, 1:1:1, potential is same. Next, charge ratio. What would be the charge ratio? Look at this formula, Q1:Q2:Q3. What is same? V same. Therefore, what differs? C1, C2, C3. Therefore, it is C1:C2:C3. It means charge division according to their capacitances. It is very common and very simple idea that larger capacitance will get more charge, smaller capacitance will get less charge. Charge distribution is according to the capacitance distribution. And you can write the formula for Q1, which is C1 into V, or Q1 is equal to C1 into, what is V? V, total potential. By the definition, we can write it as Q by C, Cp, since C is equal to Q by V, V is equal to Q by C. Total charge, total capacitance. Q1 is equal to C1 into Q divided by, what is Cp? For three combination, C1 plus C2 plus C3. For two combinations, just C1 plus C2. Similarly, Q2 you can write, which is C2 into Q, C2 into Q divided by C1 plus C2 plus C3. For Q3 you can write C3 into Q divided by C1 plus C2 plus C3. Of course, ratio formula C1 is to C2 is to C3. If you want the formula individually, you can use this. Well students, this is for parallel combination of capacitors. How is the parallel combination? When we have to go for parallel combination, whenever you need to increase the total capacitance, we need to combine the capacitors in parallel so that total capacitance or effective capacitance increases. What are the characteristics here? Here potential will remain same, however charge will divide. How charge divides? According to their capacitances, directly proportional to capacitance. And what is the charge on each capacitor if you want to calculate? Of course, ratio formula, if you want to calculate, here are the formulas. Q C1 Q by C1 plus C2 plus C3, C2 Q by C1 plus C2 plus C3, like this you can write. Well students, now you are in a position to compare series combination and parallel combination. Series combination and parallel combination, distinguished study also you can make. I hope you can do this also on your own. What is series combination? What is parallel combination? What is common for each capacitor in series combination? What is common for each capacitor in parallel combination? What varies in series combination? What varies in parallel combination? and how it varies with capacitance. How it varies with capacitance. Like that you can make a list of properties which distinguishes series and parallel combination, or you can say like compare series and parallel combination you can make, students. Well, students, we conclude this session and we'll proceed the next class.